In fact, we are going to start with the recap.
I know, we usually do.
Like we usually do, yes. Uh, so Shiana is not on board the USS Dauntless with the rest of the crew at the moment. She is currently situated aboard the IKS Volk, a Klingon intelligence battlecruiser, along with which is captained by Maressa, a character with whom the Dauntless crew is familiar, and with Talia, a member of the Shroud crew who had apparently gone missing a couple of weeks before. The circumstances of
Missing,
which,
big fat air
yeah,
quotes.
yeah, the circumstances behind which were explained when the Dauntless crew came onto the Shroud to investigate her disappearance. It turns out that Talia is actually under assignment by Starfleet Intelligence to set herself up as the Copper Corsair and attempt to disrupt the Zealand slave trade. On that note, the disruptions have started to prove effective. As a side effect of that, however, tensions with the Zealand have been rising because they have assumed that any attacks on their shipping routes are the responsibility of the powers in the Alpha Quadrant, who are to them kind of seen as meddlers or interlopers or trespassers, if you will. They're not too happy with the Alliance presence in the sector at the moment. We also saw last episode someone resembling the former Section 31 agent Luther Sloan appearing to make an attempt on Bianca West's life by interfering with a holodeck simulation and causing a malfunction in a fighter jet that could have gotten her killed because the safeties had been disengaged. It later turns out Bianca discovered that Rye, the Romulan science officer aboard the Dauntless, has had contact with Sloan previously. She found this out telepathically, so Rye may not know that she knows, but she knows that she knows.
He suspects that she knows.
He suspects that she knows because he knows that he slipped. And I've just got a kind of funny look on my face now because this is like, but does he know that she knows that he knows that she knows?
I think he suspects she knows something, but
yeah,
what that something is, he...
Precisely. And that's something we're going to go into probably more in depth later in the episode. Adam is not available at the moment, but should be joining us about an hour and a half into the episode.
And also, I was going to run a diagnostic because the doctor EMH was acting.
The doctor was acting a little strangely, wasn't he? He was very insistent that the captain, after that holodeck malfunction, come down to sickbay and submit to a medical screening.
Which she kind of did.
She did.
She did because she knows Voyager's EMH and she knows how fussy he can be.
Right. Precisely. So toward the end of last episode, Shiana, Maressa, and Talia infiltrated a Zealand transport, shown here on our screen.
I thought that wasn't the one they infiltrated.
Oh, that's not the specific one they infiltrated, but when you make transports, they all tend to look alike anyway. Good catch, though. Infiltrated a transport similar to the one shown on screen, I should say. And, shall we say, disabled its crew and freed the slaves that were being kept on board.
They scuttled it.
I get the feeling they haven't scuttled it yet, because otherwise the slaves would kind of have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I thought we were still in the middle of that boarding and everything.
Right. Um, the one that Dauntless has encountered, on the other hand, has been scuttled. The engines are offline, life support barely functional, and 2 Zealand cruisers had just shown up responding to the distress call. Seeing Dauntless on top of this transport, they jumped to the worst possible conclusion and armed their weapons, preparing for a fight. Finally, the last part of our recap, on Earth's space dock, a mirror universe assassin, Major Shiana Darrow, appeared to have fired a shot from a TR-116A sniper rifle at Admiral Kawardi, Captain West's mother. And then, as the mirror universe version of Bianca placed a device on the back of the Admiral's neck, she too was shot, and then immediately transported out. We will pick up there briefly. Actually, no, we won't. We won't pick up there briefly. I'm gonna kind of leave that in limbo for the time being. We are gonna pick up on the bridge of the USS Dauntless, where Bianca, you felt some sort of psychic, I want to say reverb for lack of a better word, that was almost debilitating. And when Rye moved to respond, you waved him off. As the Zealand ships were moving into firing positions. Now, because of the escalated tensions, I'm giving myself additional threat for this episode. Just so you all are aware.
Okay.
I have built in a player advantage that I will reveal momentarily. Oh, looks like we lost Shiana. Oh, there she is. Okay. Welcome back.
Sorry, hit a wrong button on my phone.
And suddenly you're gone. I have
I'm
built.
here, I promise.
I have built a player advantage into this scene, which I'm going to reveal momentarily, but I'm going to ask for 2 momentum from you guys up front.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll set the momentum at 2 instead of 4. That being said, one of the Zealand cruisers is going to open fire.
And then Bianca's just going to snap at whoever, like, open a channel.
Okay, so give me a moment here.
She's a little snappier than usual right now.
It's kind of understandable. Okay. The Zealand...
Then across her nose, not up it.
The Zealand ship, unexpectedly, you all were expecting the Zealand ship to open fire on the Dauntless. Instead, it opens fire on the transport. And the transport explodes in a fireball that quickly extinguishes itself in the vacuum of space.
Whoa.
On you all on the Dauntless cruise action, this is when I'm going to have the player advantage come into play. Let me check. Sorry, it's been a little while and I forgot the name of the dolphin science officer. So bear with me. Catalea, thank you. I wanted to say Clarine and I knew that wasn't right. Catalea says, Captain, I'm reading another ship on sensors. Akira class. At that moment, the USS Valkyrie warps into the system, firing a barrage of torpedoes, but rather than impacting against the Zealand ships, the torpedoes just explode kind of about 100 kilometers in front of them and just spray the entire area with chaff, electromagnetic radiation, subspace interference, basically blinding the two cruisers.
Where's that?
And on an open channel, the Valkyrie broadcasts. This is Captain Safan of the USS Valkyrie. Stand down your weapons, or we will engage lethal force.
Valkyrie, stand down.
Acknowledged, Captain.
Where's my signal where's my channel to the Zealand?
Open, Captain.
Zealand cruisers, this is Captain Bianca West of the Federation starship Dauntless. Stand down your attack. We are responding to a distress call.
Without another word, the Zealand ships engage warp. And are out of the system just as quickly as they arrived.
And Bianca's just kind of like rubbing her temples like, I don't have time for this shit. Got other shit I gotta worry about.
Can I assist Catalea in a scan of the debris?
Sure, absolutely. What are you all scanning for?
I don't know why it was blown up. Like, if it seemed like there was a plague or something on it, would probably be Dahlia's first.
Okay.
Like, was there a medical or biological reason why the ship was destroyed, or was it just, like, a misfire?
Gotcha.
Or maybe they were trying to hide something.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Excuse me. Okay, let's go ahead and make this, for Catalea, it's going to be reason science. For you, it'll be reason medicine, unless you would prefer to use science.
I would not. I would prefer to use medicine, thank you.
Okay. Then, yes, you'll be assisting Catalea on this roll. I'm going to set the difficulty at 2, reducing it to 1 because of the Dauntless' sensor suite.
Alright, are you rolling for Catalea?
Yes. Okay, that's 1 from Catalea.
Oh no.
That's all right. The difficulty is 1. So, who would like? Bianca, can you roll for the Dauntless here?
Yeah.
Okay, and I just got notice from Brian. Journey's on his way.
Okay. What am I rolling?
You're rolling sensor science for the Dauntless. And there's no
Okay.
pressure here. The difficulty's already been met. So, y'all gain a momentum?
I'll have a momentum then. But Bianca is going to rub her temple again, and then she's going to go down to the sub-level on the bridge and open a channel to Safan.
Okay. So, let me give you all the results from the scan first. The scan doesn't show any trace of biological contamination, anything along that line. On the surface of it, there doesn't appear to be any reason why the Zealand would have fired on their own ship. However, Plaquer comments that given the Zealand insular kind of xenophobic nature, they may have destroyed the transport just to keep Starfleet from getting hold of it.
Okay.
Hey, Journey.
Hey. I'm so sorry for being late.
Oh no, it's entirely okay. Totally understand. Shit happens. And you didn't miss much. We had just kind of started resolving the situation with the Zealand transport. The Zealand opened fire on their own disabled transport, destroying it, and then warped out of the system when the Valkyrie appeared.
Oh, well, that's great.
So yeah, we were just the crew was just attempting to find out why that may have happened.
Okay.
So Bianca, you are down on the lower level, opening a channel of the Valkyrie. Go ahead.
What the hell was that?
Please elaborate, Captain.
I'm sorry, Captain. And she just kind of holds her head in her hands, and she's just like, she just kind of shakes her head for a moment. She goes, I was not intending to throw the first punch on this one. Tensions with the Zealand are high at the moment.
Understood.
I understand that you're not within my chain of command, but I do not believe that you are fully briefed on the situation out here, as you have just arrived. So I would appreciate leaving the tactical decisions to my ship.
Understood. In the future, the Valkyrie will coordinate with the Dauntless on tactical matters. We had believed the Zealand were about to open fire on the Dauntless. Therefore, we decided a maneuver to limit their sensor capabilities was the least provocative option, given the circumstances.
Yeah, well, the Zealand are very titchy. They take pretty much anything as a threat around here.
Clearly.
So, I've been dealing with the Zealand for a couple years now. I feel like we had the situation in hand, even if it did escalate into a tactical conflict. I hadn't even had an opportunity to open a channel to them when you arrived. God damn it.
That doesn't sound good.
Discord keeps dropping me.
That's a pain. Were you on your phone or on your computer? Might
I'm
be
on
better
my phone. Well, my computer doesn't have. I don't have the ability.
Oh, right.
To use this computer.
Yeah, good point. Okay.
But what Bianca had said is, I've been dealing with the Zealand for 2 years. I hadn't even had a chance to open a channel to the Zealand ships by the time you arrived.
Yep, and we caught all that. So carry on from there.
Okay. And that was kind of the end of what I was saying.
Gotcha. My apologies, Captain. As I said previously, in the future, Valkyrie will coordinate with Dauntless prior to commencing any tactical action.
I appreciate the assist, though. What the hell were those things?
In strategic parlance, Captain, they are referred to as glitter bombs.
Glitter bombs? Fabulous.
And the Vulcan captain cracks a bit of a smile, not unlike a certain other Vulcan captain you know, and says, they are designed to interfere with a target's sensors without rendering any damage to the vessel.
I'll have to remember you guys have that little trick up your sleeve.
Indeed. We developed it in the months leading up to the Dominion War. It has proven effective on a number of occasions.
I should look into getting some of my own. But usually the Carina Nebula makes it plenty easy to distract sensors on its own.
So we have noticed.
Alright, well, looks like the Copper Corsair is getting results.
Indeed. In fact, I am receiving another distress signal presently. I will send you the coordinates if you wish to intercept.
Well, you're welcome to tag along.
As shoot. Sorry, hang on. Is that under secondary characters? No. Guests characters? Yes. As Admiral Jar might say, don't mind if we do.
Alright, see you there. Dauntless out. And Bianca goes back up to the main level. She says, Lieutenant Cardin, new heading, 090 Mark 215.
Oops. We'll just use the warp scene since we're going that way anyway.
Have I noticed that Bianca's acting a bit off?
Yes. Unless Bianca's taking measures to hide it.
Well, she's a little more snappy than usual, but she's kind of like... She's getting over the fact that she was annoyed at the moment. She's settling back down.
Bianca, let me have you give me a control command check, difficulty 3.
Okay.
And what is this? Insight medicine?
Let's see what this. Let's see what.
I'm gonna take a momentum composure focus applies, I assume.
Yes. Okay, made the difficulty. Dolly, Bianca appears stressed. Nothing necessarily out of the ordinary given what just happened and what might have happened had the Zealand vessel stuck around instead of warping out.
But I also noticed Rai reacting to it earlier, right?
Right. And you noticed Bianca kind of clutching at her head a couple of times in the last few minutes.
Captain, do I have your permission to do a preliminary scan?
And I'm gonna assume that Rai's still standing around.
Rai is back over at the science console working with Catalea. Trying not to be
Rai?
visible, if that makes sense. He's just kind of trying to blend in by doing his job at the moment.
Bianca just she just nods subtly.
Alright, I'm gonna take a tricorder reading of Bianca.
Okay, let's do reason medicine. I'm going to set the difficulty here at 1.
Okay, and I'm assuming I have focuses.
Let's double check, but I'm going to say yes. Yeah, both your neurology and xenopsychology focuses would apply here, I think. Okay, 1 momentum gained.
I also am like not making a show of it, but like kind of doing it in a way that Bianca can track what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. So, Dudley, it looks like so the areas of Bianca's brain that are responsible for her telepathic abilities looks like it just got punched, basically. Like
Oh, okay.
it is about half again as active as it should be, and is showing signs of stress just inflicted a few minutes ago.
Captain, may I speak with you in your ready room?
Of course.
We go into the ready room.
Yes.
Once I'm sure that we're alone as we can.
She said, I've got a splitting headache.
I've noticed. I can give you something for the pain. However, I cannot ascertain the cause. It seems to be some sort of psychic phenomenon.
Whatever it is, it's not good. I feel dread.
Did anything else occur when this feeling began, or the pain? Did you hear
From
anything?
here, as I can tell, the only thing that happened was we got jumped by a couple Zealand cruisers. I don't think that alone would have been enough to rattle me. At least not psychically. Shouldn't have been, anyway.
Odd. You did not hear anything? You did not sense anything other than the sudden imposition into your mind?
Do we know the Shroud's status?
Last you heard from the Shroud, all systems were nominal. They were off the grid. But aside from that, you have no reason to suspect anything untoward had happened. That
It's
being
like familiar somehow, this feeling.
and that's when when your ready room when your ready room desktop panel lights up with an incoming communique from Starfleet Command.
Is it like
Highly encrypted, your eyes only.
I want you to go back out and take the bridge while I take this?
Very well.
I have a feeling I might have some questions answered.
I will leave a hypo spray with her for just like mild pain.
A vitamin M shot, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I would
Vitamin
suggest,
M being Motrin for folks who don't have military experience. It's and we don't know what the problem is. Have some Motrin.
just eat some pills. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
Captain, I would suggest perhaps limiting your psychic exposure for the next 24 hours, just to ensure that there is no permanent damage.
Of course, and have Admiral Tashake report to my ready room immediately, as soon as I take this.
I nod and I leave.
She's going to press the hypo spray into her neck real quick before she answers the communique.
So, as the communique comes up, it is Admiral Quarty. However, it looks like she's not on Earth space dock, but give me an insight security roll. I'm going to make the difficulty here 1.
Here, what?
Difficulty is 1.
Okay.
If you have a Starship Recognition focus, I will let that apply here.
I do not.
Okay.
I do get 2 successes, though.
Nicely done. She's standing on... You recognize the background as a Dominion ship.
Mother.
Daughter, thank you. You saved my life.
They came for you, didn't they?
Yes. And since I didn't have time to set up any sort of defenses, I decided to let them think they got me. They'll know soon enough that they didn't, though, if they don't know already. Thankfully, I was able to call in a favor or two, and I'm relatively certain the Dominion's ships are safe from them.
Don't tell me where you're going.
I don't plan to.
Good.
I will be in touch, but listen, whatever's going out there in the Carina Nebula is more important right now. When that's resolved, I'll get back in touch with you and we'll track this motherfucker down.
I'll do my best.
I know
I'm
you
dealing
will.
with the Zealand and Sloane's trying to kill me on my own ship. My science officer may be complicit. I'm not sure.
Do you have any solid evidence?
He's met with him. That's all I know. And I don't have any evidence. And if the bugs have anything to say about it, I won't have time to collect any.
That's why we have to get that situation taken care of first. Be safe. As hard as that's going to
Doing
be.
my damnedest. Is that why I've been having a splitting headache?
I don't think so.
Just a few minutes ago. Couldn't have come at a worst possible time either. My ship's doctor says that my telepathic centers are overactive at the moment. I don't know.
Well, take care of yourself. God, if Section 31 is using telepathic warfare against us, things will only get worse.
Stay safe.
You too, daughter. I'll be in touch.
All right.
And the signal cuts out, and a moment later there's a chime at the ready room door.
Come in,
Admiral Tashake enters. Just
Admiral.
and kind of helps herself to a seat. Captain, you wish to
We
see
have a
me?
situation.
I'm listening.
What do you know about a Section 31 agent named Luther Sloan?
I'm gonna have her roll for this.
She explodes.
Suicide Vulcan, damn it!
She was the plan.
I'm setting the difficulty for this at 3. If you all would like, she can take a momentum, but the odds are not good.
Never
She
tell
can
me
take
the
a
odds.
momentum.
What's that?
Yeah, she can take a moment.
Okay. Surprisingly, 3 successes. Y'all-
That's what I said. Never tell me the odds.
He was a Section 31 agent assigned to Deep Space Nine during the Dominion War. He was reported dead close to the end of the Dominion War. I recall reading some highly classified memoranda to that effect.
If you don't mind, Admiral, I wish to share a meld with you.
She raises an eyebrow.
I believe it'll be much easier to communicate the severity of the situation this way.
I think
Plus, it will be more discreet.
I believe I understand, Captain. Very well. And She pulls one of the chairs up and leans close, initiating the meld. My mind to your mind. Your thoughts to my thoughts.
And I just show her everything I've seen in the past, however many hours it's been, 6, 8 hours, from who I'd seen him on the flight deck of the carrier, and me setting the holodeck settings at novice, but then my gear malfunctioning, and then me seeing him on the carrier, and then my encounter with Rye, my encounters with the EMH, basically everything that's happened, and my communiques with my mother, etc., etc.
Gotcha. Still in the meld, she says, there is certainly reason for concern here. There are a number of possibilities. The most likely possibility is that Sloane's death was fabricated. It is, however, also entirely possible that an unknown party has assumed his identity.
Whoever or whatever he is, Section 31 is involved. And you already know what lengths they've gone to already.
That much does seem clear.
The situation with Zealand is deteriorating. But I don't know who I can trust on my own ship. I have a few people, but...
If you move to confront Rye, he may go to ground. It is difficult to say.
I don't want to tip him off. Which should be easy to do because we've got so much else going on, but at the same time, there's someone else at work on this ship. It's not just him. I have my engineers checking the holodeck and some other systems. For signs of sabotage. If you wouldn't mind, Admiral, I would like you to head up the efforts to try and figure out what's going on here so that I can focus on the Zealand.
I will do what I can.
I also want you to brief Sisram. He's one of the few people I know I can trust on this ship.
Of course. If it would help to have Sisram available to you for the duration of this crisis, I can certainly release him to you.
It would be helpful, if only to have a 10-foot Gorn watching my back.
Indeed. If I may, Captain.
Yes.
Given the unusual behavior from the holodeck, it may be worth it to further investigate Dauntless's other holographic systems. Was the Dauntless's emergency medical hologram not upgraded recently?
Yes, it was. The holographic systems... I want a level 1 diagnostic. If you could oversee that in engineering, I would be most appreciative.
With respect, Captain, this is your ship, and you have crew who are well suited to this task.
Of course, but I can have my engineers reporting to you.
I am loath to take over the responsibilities of one individual ship in a task force, but if it will assist your efforts, I will do so.
Just for the time being. Got a lot going on right now. I just don't want to miss anything.
In that respect, I do agree that it is better to have two minds working on this than one.
Well, and you've watched my back during the Zenkathy crisis, so... And you trusted me when things were getting real out there.
As they are getting real now. Yes.
Indeed. Alright, I've got to get back to it, but I wanted to brief you on what was going on.
Thank you, Captain. And by this point, the meld has been broken. So, like the last couple of minutes or so, the two of you have been talking.
Being telepathic is really great, by the way, for, like, getting information to people without saying a word.
True story. And your head actually feels a little bit better after the meld, too. Like, part of it is probably the part of it is probably the analgesic kicking in, but your mental stress levels are lower as well.
Alright, she just nods to Jashake and they head for the ready room door.
Okay. With the ship at warp, we are going to cut to sickbay.
There's a few things I would like to be doing. Well, I have... One is trying to figure out what the hell could have caused the thing to happen to the captain.
Okay.
Is Pierce on shift or is he off?
He is on shift.
Okay, I will get Pierce to help me.
Okay, and you have the medical scans from your tricorder, so that will be useful to Dr. Pierce. So, how do you want to go about doing this?
Just comparing it to various previous scans of Bianca's and known psychic creatures and, like, various quote-unquote psychic attack. Like,
Gotcha.
phenomena.
Kind of known psychic phenomena. Okay.
Like, this kind of thing looks like this. This kind of thing shows up in this way.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is going to be high difficulty. It's going to be difficulty 4. However, Dr. Pierce is going to assist. The Dauntless' sick bay will also be available to assist.
Okay, cool.
So let me see what the Dauntless will be rolling. I'll have the Dauntless roll computers medicine. For you, it'll be reason medicine, and it'll be reason medicine for Dr. Pierce as well.
Okay. Are people okay with me taking a momentum for next?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And you do have your neurology focus will apply here.
Hooray!
There's 2. 2 from the doctor on a natural 1. All right, so 5 successes. You guys regain the momentum. You actually have an archived scan of the captain from shortly after she was recovered from the Mirror Universe ISS Dauntless.
Ah, good.
And you're seeing a high level of correlation between that scan and this one.
Oh dear. Dolly just like lowers the pad and kind of like looks at Pierce over. I believe we have found the culprit. As
I believe you're right. Sickbay to Captain West.
West here.
Captain, Dahlia and I have found something that we think you need to see.
On my way.
Okay. From here
And
we're...
I'm hoping Sis Ram is on the bridge at the moment. Fingers crossed.
he as you are walking to the turbolift doors open and there's a wall of Gorn.
And she goes, Mr. Sis Ram, you have the bridge.
Very well, Captain. And he just kind of stalks toward the center chair. This thick Gorn footfalls as you take the turbolift down to sickbay.
Can I telepathically tell if he's been briefed yet?
You just getting a feel for him, you sense he understands kind of what's going on. Like, Bianca asked for Gorn Bro, and Gorn Bro is here. If that makes sense.
Also watch Rye. Just watch him.
With that, however, we are going to go over to the Zealand transport. So, Kate, are you there?
I am indeed.
Okay. So, you, Talia, and Sarah, I'm not going to have you roleplay Talia unless you absolutely want to. But Sarah, Shiana, you, Talia, and Marissa are on the bridge, and Marissa is looking at the helm control, saying, "It's all well and good for these slaves to be free, but now we have to figure out where they go."
We could always take them to a Federation ship and they can ask for asylum.
Kate, can I have you go on push to talk, or can you not do that?
I can try.
Okay, sorry. It's just we're picking up a lot of echo from your phone.
That's okay. Hold on.
Yeah, or headphones, but I don't know if that's an option. Let us know when you're ready. Actually, the echo's better now.
She may have gone on push to talk.
That's true, she may have. You there?
So I'm on push to talk. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I have to hold it down the whole time when it's the app on my phone.
Yeah,
Cool.
sorry.
That's okay. No, it's fine. It's I would rather be clear than.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally. So, Marissa says there is another consideration. One that will not involve the Federation quite as directly, and one that may give these refugees a more permanent home. We could set a course for the... shoot. Great time to forget the name of the race. Hang on. We could set course for the former Ciatina homeworld.
How would the remaining Ciatina feel about that?
But... call low or high for me. Actually, give me a number between 1 and 20.
7.
there's at least one Ciatina among the quote-unquote passengers.
And what about the rest of them?
The rest of them are an amalgamation. They're some of them you've never some of the races Starfleet has never encountered. A good number of them are would have been Felothrix, or basically Felothrix stock, for lack of a better word. But there may be evidence to implicate that the Zealand have captured members of the Ciatina.
It could also be an opportunity for the Ciatina to rebuild in a way.
That was my thought.
Well, it's as good a plan as any.
I'll set a course, and then let me hail the Vok, let them know where we're... Wait a minute.
What?
I've lost the Vok's transponder.
What?
Marissa to Vok, respond. And there's a response. It's static. There's a couple of voices. You can't make out what they're saying, but there's disruptor fire. And then just as abruptly as it cut in, the communication cuts back out.
Talia just kind of looks wide-eyed at Marissa.
We need to get back aboard that ship. Help me determine its location. They're still under cloak.
The damn Zealand looped around us.
I don't think that's what that was.
No, it sounded like the disruptor fire was combat aboard the ship. Almost as though they had either been boarded or were fighting someone off.
And that's what Shiana is thinking, is that the Zealand
Yeah.
pulled a, well, let's board one of their ships maneuvers.
So this is going to be reason security. This transport will be able to assist, and anyone who wants to assist Marissa with the role can do so.
Yeah, I'll pull up
I'm
Talia's sheet.
setting the difficulty here at 4. Actually, hold on. Let me look at Shiana's sheet. Actually, Shiana, I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
Okay, reason security. And do I have a focus?
Shipboard tactical systems focus, because you're doing a tactical scan.
Okay. All right, cool.
Do you want to take a momentum given the difficulty?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, extra die available. That's 2. Let me roll Maressa's assist. One from her, so we've still got Talia and the ship.
Alright, what am I rolling again? Sorry.
Reason security. The ship gives a two successes. So once again, y'all are on fire tonight. You have coordinates for the Vok. It's moved. It's separated distance somewhat, and looks like it's about to change course. And without saying a word, Marissa races toward the transport's transporter room.
Shiana says shit. She follows Marissa. She points at Talia and says, "You keep this ship under control, and you keep some of these Zealand alive until we come back."
Don't have to tell me twice. Good luck.
Sounds like I'll need it.
All right. Back aboard the Dauntless. I'll put it on
In
warp
sick
speed
bay?
for the time being. In sickbay, yes. Thank you. I was like, what map should I use here? And I'm going to use sickbay. I just have to scroll the fuck over to it. There we go. Okay. So, yes. Bianca's now in sickbay with Dauntless and Dr. Pierce.
What do you got?
Perhaps you should take a seat.
Okay. Sits.
I will hand her the pad.
What am I looking at?
This is the most recent scan that I took of you on the bridge. And this is a scan taken on insert stardate here. Shortly after your incursion.
Bianca knows that start date.
Yeah, and I start to say it, and you just look at me. You're like, oh.
And she just goes, "That bitch."
It seems that there has been a recent incursion into our realm.
Well, they've been in our realm. They just should be under lock and fucking key. And she says, "Doctor, I'm going to use your office."
By all means. However, it could simply be that she was undergoing some sort of test while in the facility, and
Well,
they were.
Let's freaking hope so. And she punches up a message to Starfleet Command.
Anyone in
Specifically
particular?
Starfleet Security. Just someone that whoever is in charge of keeping those fuckers under lock and key.
Possibly Starfleet Intelligence. Okay. Tell you what, let's do this. It takes a little bit of time to get pointed in the right direction, simply because the attempted assassination of Admiral Kawardi has kind of turned things tipsy-turvy in the entire security directorate, which might have been part of the plan all along. But after trying to navigate through Starfleet bureaucracy for about 15 minutes or so, you finally get put on with Captain Drake at Deep Space Nine.
Drake.
Captain, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Can you tell me about where my mirror doppelganger is?
I'm assuming you have a need to know, Captain?
Oh yes, I have a need to know. I'm the one who brought them in.
And are we on a secure line?
Wouldn't have been asking about them if I wasn't on a secure line.
Well, Captain, according to my records, they are split on a number of Starfleet intelligence holding facilities. Facility 2047, Facility 4028. You'll understand if I don't tell you where these facilities are located.
That's fine. I just want you to verify they're actually there. Right now. This second.
Stand by, Captain. And
Dude,
you kind of get the Starfleet holding screen.
dude,
Do 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 do.
It's just a rotating delta signal.
Right.
Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line.
Drake comes back on a moment later. It's been a number of minutes later. Like, to where you're like, what the hell is the holdup?
Well, to the point where she's just like, they've lost them. They fucking lost them.
Says, Captain, I'm going to call you back momentarily.
You fucking lost them, didn't you?
I'll discuss that with you in a moment on a more secure line. And the signal just cuts off.
And she just looks at Dolly and throws up her hand. She goes, as if I didn't have enough to deal with.
Perhaps it's not as bad as you think. I understand your fatalistic nature in a manner and time such as this, but do try to have hope. Would you like a synthetic, artificial, sweetened
Lollipop.
Beverage.
Oh.
Bianca's just like, all of this happening all at once can't be coincidence. They have to be interrelated somehow.
Have you spoken with Dr. Pierce about your paranoia?
I have not been to therapy lately. She just kind of gives a pained, fake smile.
I just looked to Pierce.
And Pierce just gives you one of those knowing looks like, no, you haven't.
I'm still like holding out the cup with the lollipops in it, like towards
I'm going to have Dash work on making an extra hour in the day so that I can make my therapy appointments. Or maybe the DTI can help.
As soon as you mention the DTI, Dolly just gets like this look on her face.
She's just her cheek starts twitching.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bridge to Captain West.
This is West.
You have a call waiting for you in the ready room. Your eyes only.
Here we go again. And then scene change. Do-do.
Back in the ready room.
As she walks out, like the cup follows her. Like still holding it out, and then I just turn to Pierce and like hold the like thing and like kind of shake it in his direction as the doors close.
He takes it, takes a sip. Oh, pumpkin spice, thank you. So we switch.
Bianca answers yet another important Starfleet call.
This one's actually holographic. Captain,
And she goes, Christopher was right. These things are like goddamn ghosts.
This is the most secure communication method I have available. I'm routing through more Starfleet subspace relays than I would care to go into detail. But Captain,
Get on with it, Drake.
there are a few things that you definitely do need to know here. He says, and that's when you notice something is off about his uniform. Earlier he was wearing a standard Odyssey insignia on his, the standard Delta insignia on his uniform. The one he's wearing now is glossy black.
Fucking goddamn it, Drake.
Oh no, I'm not dealing with you types.
There's no one else you can deal with right now, unless you would rather deal with whoever you've been dealing with. And that's part of what I need to know, Captain, because whatever's going on here, I have no knowledge of it. And the
You mean Section 31 doesn't know what Section 31 is doing?
That's exactly what I'm saying, and that concerns me as much as it should concern you.
Well, we're all fucked.
Quite possibly.
What is happening, Drake?
The one thing that I can start out with telling you is that whoever this is, it's not actually Luther Sloan. Luther Sloan is dead. I know because Section 31 still has the body.
As far as you know.
That was one of the things that I checked on. I can also tell you that your suspicions are correct, and a number of the ISS Dauntless personnel you captured have in fact gone missing.
Which ones?
Bianca Quarty and Shiana Darrow.
Shit! So the two most dangerous ones, well, aside from the crazy one that makes genocidal chemical and biological weapons.
Which one of them is that? Which one? There's a few.
The
The sadistic doctor one.
A check of the computer records shows that Dr. Ann Winters is still located in a holding facility. But I can't be 100%.
Bought Major Darrow's compliance with her.
Well, and I can't be
means they might
100%
release her
certain
at
with
any
that
time.
either. But I'm redoubling security efforts on that front. With luck, no one will go disappearing again. Not on my watch.
What the hell are you doing with my science officer?
What do you mean? I'm not doing anything with him. Section 31 deals with threats to the Federation, and while the Zealand situation is uncomfortable, they're hardly a threat on the level of the Borg or the Iconians.
This is true. But whatever this is a threat to the Federation. Whatever has bred in your own backyard, Captain.
Whatever this is, it's not Section 31.
So why are they using the ghost of a dead Section 31 agent?
I suspect, Captain, we have to know the real who before we know the why.
Fuck! And Bianca doesn't say that lightly.
It's like Vulcans. They know the one time in their lives when they will have to use that word, and same with Bianca, and she's just hit that moment.
Shit. She just kind of... And she goes, just goddamn it, Sloan. You don't track these fuckers down. I will come to DS9 myself, and I will castrate you with a rusty spoon.
Name's Drake, Captain.
Oh, I meant Drake, sorry. That was a player slip up.
Oh, okay. Captain, if we don't figure out what the hell is going on, your rusted spoon will be the least of my worries. I'm risking a lot telling you any of this. But Given given the level of risk you are no doubt under, I felt it was only appropriate.
Fuck. All right.
If
I've got other shit to do.
if I
You've
find
got
out
shit to
anything
do.
more, I'll be in touch.
You better.
And with that, the hologram flickers out.
And then she just kind of like grabs fistfuls of her hair and she goes, I never fucking liked that guy. Captain West, Lieutenant Carden.
Lieutenant Carden here.
Report to my ready room, Lieutenant.
Hi, Captain. I'll be there momentarily. And they're still at warp, correct?
Yes,
They wouldn't have gotten anywhere by now.
correct.
Okay, he'll pass his station off to...
An ensign.
Yes, fine, an ensign. Don't crash my ship. And he'll report to the captain's ready room. He'll activate the chime at the door.
Come in.
And when the door slides open and closes it, you wanted to see me, Captain.
The captain's hair is a wee bit disheveled. Like she's been mussing at it for worryingly for a while.
Is everything all right, Captain?
Oh, everything's fine. Why do you ask, Lieutenant?
Because I don't have to read the universe, listen to the universe to see that you are not okay.
Dauntless's warp engines get significantly louder for a moment.
What is that ensign doing to my ship?
But Bianca just... She kind of makes an effort to smooth her hair down and she just kind of... I trust you, Lieutenant.
I appreciate that, Captain.
I'm having to make lists of who I trust and who I don't trust anymore.
That's a very worrying statement to hear.
Something's happening. I don't know what. I don't know who's behind it.
Okay, what can I do to
Something is
help?
very wrong.
Okay, what can I do to help, Captain?
You're a listener, aren't you?
Well, either I'm listening to the universe when I want to, or I'm schizophrenic. I'm gonna go with the fact that I've been alive for over 200 years as a given that, yes, I'm a listener.
Damn!
I know, he doesn't look a day over 30.
And to think I've been calling you kid all this time. Okay.
And Jonas just has this slight look on his face like, I'm sure the captain's read my my personnel report. She should know how old I am.
I've never done the math.
It's all right, Captain. My visual appearance is never matches what people assume.
I just... I don't know what to do. The situation out here is deteriorating, and now someone's trying to kill me. Someone's coming after my family. Could be coming after us.
That gets Jonas's attention, and he'll stand up a bit straighter. Do we have any ideas who?
No, and not even Section 31 knows.
Section 31? I have no idea if Jonas would know who Section 31 is.
He would not.
Okay.
Section 31 is... Let's just say they are the Black of the Black Ops.
Okay. Secret government organization.
Secret Starfleet organization.
That's the word I meant. Secret
I
Starfleet.
thought that they had died out in Chris's time, but apparently they're still around. Anyway. Two of our mirror counterparts have escaped prison.
Which ones?
Darrow and Kawardi.
Well, fuck.
My words exactly.
Do we have any ideas where they are right now?
No.
Would you like to?
Can you do that?
I have pinpointed people and events before. I can try. There's no guarantee. But it helps with the fact that they're not from our universe. That's like a beacon that I can concentrate on. Because they don't match the song of our universe.
Let's do it.
Jonas is going to move over to one of the chairs that are there, and he's going to sit down.
It's
and
good that he's going to be
attempt-
sitting for this, yes.
Oh God! That's promising to hear.
Do this in a safe medical setting?
With a bit of foresight, because of the last couple of times he's listened, because I don't know, he's been controlled by interdimensional beings, and
He has
the
personal
captain's-
experience with Kawardi.
and the captain's mirror universe counterpart. Captain, before I attempt this, because I'm sure if I don't do this, she'll kill me, would you please ask Dahli to come up to your ready room and bring scanning equipment?
Sure. And she just sends the order via text, basically.
Yep.
Arrive shortly there. What are you doing? Why am I here?
Jonas will look at the captain.
So, remember what we talked about?
The incursion, yes.
It's not
Oh.
Section 31.
Odd.
It's
Luther
something
Sloan
Section
is involved.
31 is afraid of.
If Luther Sloan is involved, you would think that it would involve Section 31.
You would think, but I have an agent has verified that Luther Sloan is dead and they still have the body.
Concerning. Perhaps, like I said before, Luther Sloan has manifested into some sort of artificial intelligence.
Maybe.
If that's true, we will have a situation similar to the Moriarty situation.
Oh, that's comforting. But we'll wait for the level 1 diagnostic to come back before we get too over our heads with that. Right now, we're trying to ascertain where our rogue mirror counterparts are.
And I'm assuming that's why Lieutenant Cardin wishes to be monitored.
Yes.
I would like to not try and shoot the captain again. I'm very lucky I have poor aim.
Perhaps you should disarm yourself before undergoing this.
That's a good point. He'll take the phaser he's been modifying and put it on the captain's desk and slide it towards her.
That's a
She's
good
going
precaution.
to take it and put it in a drawer.
I will put a cortical monitor on Jonas and take a seat from him.
Okay. So you are going to be monitoring Jonas. Jonas, this is going to be Insight Command.
Insight Command.
I'm going to let your attunement focus apply here.
Okay.
And the difficulty is going to be set at 3.
3, okay.
You have your daily.
I do. Alright, can I do one of these dailies function for this?
I am the calm and the storm, what I think would apply here if you chose to use it.
Okay. Yeah, I will burn my daily value of I am the calm in the storm to give myself 2 automatic successes.
Okay.
Alright. Is my complication range just 1?
It is, yes.
Okay. And Insight Command is a 13. I will save the momentum just in case I need to reroll. Alright, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, cool. 5. No, 4.
4 successes. So you gain a momentum.
Yay! Good job, Jonas.
And for one of the few times that you can remember, you actually start... You focus on the memory of that intrusion into your mind. And you let it kind of... You follow the thread. You let it kind of take you in a direction. In whatever direction it leads. And you start to see and kind of hear something around you. The ready room just kind of fades out, and instead you see Bianca Quarty, who is unconscious, in a holding cell. You're on a ship. You can feel the slight vibration of the deck plates. You can hear the very powerful hum of its warp drive as it's in cruise mode. If you had to guess, Jonas, this would be a Defiant class vessel, just based on the appearance of the inside of the ship, the sounds, the ambient sounds, and the feel of the ship. Just it feels like a Defiant in the way that it's kind of overpowered. Like this is the ship that Cisco said was built to basically tear itself apart. And you kind of feel a little bit of that in this.
He's always wanted to fly one. He's never had the opportunity.
You let your consciousness kind of wander through this ship. The lights are subdued. There doesn't appear to be any crew on the ship in any of the hallways. You can make out a conversation on the bridge. And your consciousness just kind of carries you there. You see an individual dressed entirely in black. very square jawed. Let me pull up. Kind of tan colored hair. His face is kind of pockmarked. Very penetrating blue eyes. He's talking to someone who looks substantially like Commander Shiana Darrow, but you know it's also not her.
Yeah, I've been keeping tabs on Darrow. I know where Darrow's at.
um,
And also, well, this Shiana is missing an eye.
yeah, there's that. You can actually hear bits of the conversation. You can hear him saying, well, the operation wasn't entirely successful, but the failure is my responsibility. For the time being, we'll return you back to your comfortable quarters and wait for the opportunity to take our next move. His head cocks for a half second and says, which I believe has just come up. If you'll excuse me, let's not take any chances on the rest of this trip. Computer, anesthetine. And as the vents along the ceiling of the bridge start flooding, you feel yourself returning back to the Dauntless ready room.
Wow, he drugged Shiana so she wouldn't know where they're going?
And so that she
No,
wouldn't try
first, so
anything
she
funny.
wouldn't like do something, because she's pissed because she doesn't get to see Anne.
Okay. Okay, coming out of that, Jonas is gonna shake his head. Okay. Captain, your mirror counterpart is in a holding cell, unconscious, on a Defiant-class ship.
And that immediately sparks Bianca's memory. I'll elaborate later.
Quick question. With knowing ships and, like, I don't have a focus in it, but knowing ships and ship designs, would Jonas have been able to tell, since the ship basically looked like it had a skeleton crew, or even just them on board, and the way it was flying, could Jonas have been able to tell whether or not that ship was cloaked?
It did seem to be rigged for silent running.
Okay. I could only make out 3 people on board, and I believe it was in just so I'm not getting character and player knowledge messed up. Is it widely known that the Defiant has a cloaking system?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Defiant is no longer unique when it comes to cloaking abilities. There are a couple of other Starfleet ships that also have that ability, but the Defiant is one of them.
Okay. I believe it was cloaked, wherever it was. And Darrow was on the bridge with a man dressed all in black with brown hair.
She's going to pull up Sloane's picture and she's going to slide the data pad over. Does he look like this?
I personally don't know what Sloane looks like.
But the figure, the profile portrait on the pad that she slides you is a 100% match.
That's him. They were talking. I was able to hear a bit of their conversation. There was a failure, and the man was taking responsibility for it. And they were going somewhere. Out of curiosity, did the man feel wrong?
He felt not quite there. but not wrong
But-
in the same way that Shiana and Bianca would have.
Okay, can I tell the difference when I'm listening between like a hologram and a person?
Given the clarity of this projection and the fact that he ordered anesthetizine deployed onto the bridge while he was on it, I would say Jonas can deduce that he was a hologram.
Okay. Captain, before I pulled away, this man ordered anesthetizine to be pumped into the bridge, knocking out Darrow. And I'm pretty sure he's a hologram. I'm very sure he is a hologram.
Bianca's going to send a quick note to the engineering teams that while they're doing level 1 diagnostics, the holographic systems are to remain inoperative.
Jonas would like to... Jonas would like to have a thought. Because with all of this coming into play and
Okay.
realizing that that is a hologram, and then there's the fact of the weird behavior of our doctor program.
There is, isn't there?
Captain, am I able to access the doctor's hologram program from here? To look at it, not to activate it.
I don't see why not.
I'm
I
actually
have-
going to have you do a separate insight command roll for this, though, before you go any further with this.
Okay.
Just to see if this is something that Jonas would have put together, given the player knowledge that you presently have.
Okay, that makes complete sense. Alright, insight command. Would any of my focuses apply?
I love that Jonas isn't gonna mention that they have a new plan that's going into action right now.
Oh, he's getting there. His brain, his train of thought is there's a lot happening, and he does it one chunk at a time.
So
That's fair.
it's not really your bailiwick, but you do have some pretty good engineering background. I'm
Okay.
gonna let you use insight engineering for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna set the difficulty at 3, but you will not have an applicable focus.
Okay, no focus.
Take momentum if you need it.
3. Okay. It's 14, but yeah, I will take... I'll take 1 momentum to give me 3 dice.
Okay. And I'm gonna let Bianca assist on this insight.
Okay.
But Bianca, for you, it's going to be insight command.
Okay.
As basically, Jonas is having this thought, and it's starting to go in a certain direction with it, and your heightened telepathic skill is picking up on this, which is going to allow you an opportunity to assist. But
Okay.
no focus on this for you either.
1 for me then.
And 2
2
for
for
Jonas,
me.
which makes 3. Okay. Jonas, so picking up where we left off before I had you make the roll, Bianca, Jonas is suspecting that the emergency medical hologram might be tied to this.
And then he opens his mouth as he's moving around to look at your personal console, moving around the desk to come look at your personal console. Captain, I have the sneaking suspicion that the EMH might be involved in this. When we were in
Just
the...
having the same thought. And she starts pulling up the EMH's code.
When we were in the holodeck program, and then the malfunction happened, and you landed, and then going off into the med bay, he was very insistent. I didn't think anything of it, mostly because I was more than a little anxious about Dochley yelling at me in front of the captain, but
He
he
was rather fussy, wasn't he?
very insistent.
And he's not normally like that.
I mean, Mark 1s are fussy, but not that fussy.
I specifically requested his programming to be as similar to Voyager's EMH as possible.
And I
enjoy
happen to
his
know
preference.
Voyager's EMH personally, and he's the fussiest. Trust me.
Okay. Then, while we're talking, that Jonas will and the captain will bring it up, and Jonas will glance over the EMH's code.
Okay, and before we do anything with this, I am going to switch us back over to the bridge of the, or back over to the Volk. So, Shiana, you with us? I know it's probably starting to get a little late over there.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So, I'm going to deduct a momentum for scene change. And Marissa has managed to get get you all aboard the Volk. And immediately upon getting onto the ship, goes toward a locker on the side of the transporter room, pulls out a mask and affixes it to her face. Shiana, I would like you to make a fitness security roll, difficulty 2.
Do I have any focuses?
I'll let your composure focus apply here. Also, you hear Marissa's voice in your head as she dashes for the locker, saying, "Hold your breath." So, which you do. She tosses you a mask, which you quickly put on, and again you hear her telepathically. She says, "The whole ship is flooded with anesthetine."
What the hell?
I don't know, but we need to find out fast. Follow me.
Okay, stupid question out of character.
Okay.
I thought the Volk was a Klingon bird of prey.
It is a Klingon intelligence battlecruiser.
Oh, okay.
So it has it's let me see if I can pull it up. Hang on.
So it's not this other ship that was just flooded. That's basically all I'm
It is, well, the
No,
other
it's not-
ship that was just flooded was a Defiant class.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, let's see. NPC ships. Where you be at? Because this is what the Volk looks like. It sort of looks like I imagine taking a Negvar class and kind of squishing it, and you've got the Kib class, which is what this is.
Oh. Okay.
Shiana, as you're following Marissa, you can start to pick up the sounds of a firefight coming up ahead. Marissa just kind of motions you like back behind a kind of a jutting out a area in the hallway, basically a cover point. As the fight starts kind of approaching you all. All right.
Do Marissa and I have comms between our masks or
You have
is this
comms.
still telepathy?
You do have comms, but Marissa has been communicating telepathically since the two of you got back aboard the ship.
Okay, so my question loudly in my head to Marissa is, okay, so who are we shooting at?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think we're about to find out. You hear a Klingon crew member scream as he's shot down, and coming around the corner, two more Klingons, again with masks, run back toward y'all's position, slightly in front of you, and take cover. Captain! Shiana! Or Commander, rather. And just strolling down the middle of the hallway is the same Section 31 agent who tried to recruit you, Shiana. Like, you 100% recognize this motherfucker.
Which I told Marissa, this asshole is shady as fuck. And I bring up a rifle and shoot at him.
Okay, which, TR-116?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay. I'm giving myself a threat. It's difficulty 2, control security. Go ahead and make your shot. Okay. So, one success is not enough to take a hit, so you bring up the rifle quickly and just kind of put a shot down range, as it were. The shot flies wide, but as far as you can tell, Sloan doesn't even flinch. In fact, he turns toward you and says, Darrow, I would say this was an unexpected pleasure, but I'd be lying. And he brings a disruptor rifle up. So one thing I did not do is put stats together for him today. But that is going to be a miss. He brings the disruptor rifle up, clicks the trigger to fire it. Nothing happens. And he just kind of tosses that one away and picks up one that's lying by the side of a fallen Klingon warrior. Guess that one was out of juice.
Not today, motherfucker. Not on this ship.
Marissa's
Not
going to take
on
a
my
shot here.
ship.
Wow, I am just rolling for shit today.
Ouch.
Yeah. I'm going to bank that.
There is a dampening field. Nobody's weapons are working.
You know how they say never give the GM ideas? Never give the GM ideas. Yeah, Marissa's rifle doesn't appear to work either.
Just punch him in the face.
That's actually a really good Shiana move.
Just fuck it, this guy isn't working punch.
Can I do that? Or bring up the batleth or something?
Yeah. We'll say that was the opening round, and I'll let you take the first action of the new round.
Okay, I'm going for the batleth.
Okay, so this will be opposed. The base difficulty is 1. It is daring security. And just for purposes of transparency, I'm setting his security at rating at 4 and his daring at 10. So 14 or lower will be a success for him. Okay.
Yay!
Shit.
So, Shiana, you aim straight for his face. And just, swing your hips forward, lean into the swing, and your fist goes literally through his face. As in, his face, like, dereses for a moment. And you realize you just punched a hologram. Unfortunately, you also find out that his fist is very much as solid as his face was not, as it impacts into your throat.
Oh, Christ.
You take 2 points of stress damage and are knocked to the ground, gasping for breath.
Well, that's interesting.
Can I like kick his leg? No. Oh gosh,
You-
he's a hologram. I don't even know what I would do. Shit.
You'll have a chance to do something because he's going to initiate a melee action here. So this will be another opposed roll, daring security. And he starts to bring his boot up. 2 successes.
Take momentum if you need it.
And I'm gonna actually oppose that with my botleth.
Okay.
And I am gonna take a momentum. Is it daring security still?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, 2 successes for you as well, but a complication. I've got to give him the
Neither
tie.
of them succeed.
I've got to give him the tie. Shanna, you try and block his boot with your batleth. But rather than bringing that foot down on you like you thought he was going to do, he actually sweeps that foot aside, brings his other leg right into your crotch.
What a dick!
Ouch.
That is 4 points of stress damage. And
Oh,
you actually
guys.
get knocked several feet away just from the force of the kick.
I'm like cringing.
Mm-hmm.
With a roar, Marissa leaps into action
just
here.
player question. Has Shiana ever been at this much of a disadvantage?
Shiana's never lost a fight in her life, as far as I know. But the fact that she's fighting a hologram this is not something that she's ever done before, and apparently she got caught a little flat-footed.
This is where I need my science peeps with me. Ah.
So I'm gonna have Marissa play a burn of value on this one. Today is a good day to die for my enemies. She's going to start out with 2 successes. I'm also going to spend 3 threat to give Sloane 2 extra dice. Just to make this interesting.
Jeez.
So that's
Let's
3
call it
for
complication.
Marissa. And just as easily as he put you on the ground, Shiana, he does the same thing to Marissa. Like he ducks the momentum, he ducks her attack, and roundhouse kicks her in the small of the back, and she goes flying in the other direction.
Time for a different strategy.
So Shiana pained and very loudly in her head to Marissa, how the fuck is he doing this? And how the fuck do we stop a hologram?
Teamwork. On my mark. And as she's saying this, we go into round 3. You will have the first action, Shiana. He does not look like he's in a mood to gloat. He is in fact moving for the kill.
Oh, don't you die. You have to come back to the ship so Jonas can yell
Okay.
at you.
Can I like use a value or something?
Yes, absolutely. What would you like to do?
So works best under pressure.
Okay. That will absolutely apply here.
Work smarter, not harder.
That is not a value on Shiana's list. Thank you very much.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, brute force is not working with this guy.
Read the chat. Read the chat.
I'm not in the freaking chat. Okay. Oh, you guys. I'm on my freaking phone. I don't
Yeah,
even
it
know
does
how to
make
look
things
at the
more
chat
difficult.
and still stay in the voice.
Okay, so just to kind of fill you in, folks have suggested like telekinesis, which is not a thing Shiana has, but is something Marissa could do perhaps. What
He's a
Marissa?
hologram. You need to destroy the technology.
Okay. No, this is a great idea. So, and actually, I feel like this is in line with what Shiana's thinking would be, which would be, okay, I'll distract him. You use your mind, because she's seen Marissa use her mind
That's true.
to
But
hurt.
you need to destroy the technology. Trying to destroy him with, like, you're not gonna be able to kick his ass.
Right, and that's kind of where Shiana has gone,
Yeah.
like reevaluating what's going on here. Shiana, you're like, wait a minute, he's a hologram. I can't hurt him. I have to find out where his emitter is and disable it.
Exactly.
So before you take an action, give me an insight security roll. Difficulty is 2.
Okay.
And I will not count your
Emitter goes crunch.
and I'm not going to count your value as having been used yet. Okay, got the difficulty. There's an armband on his left arm that looks like it may be the emitter.
Okay. I can totally get that. And I also let Marissa know that that's what my target is.
Okay, so she's going to assist you on this attack. And you'll be using your value for this roll, I presume?
Yes.
Okay, so you'd have 2 successes going in.
And it's daring security.
It is daring security. I'm going to spend another 3 threat to give him 2 extra dice.
Buy an extra die. Buy an extra die.
Can I take the last momentum, guys?
Do it. Do it.
Guys,
Do it.
Go
so
for
do I
it.
die?
Yes.
Okay.
Not allowed to die. Jonas still has to yell at you.
Okay, 4 successes. Let's see if Marissa comes through with the assist. Let's see if I can pull Marissa's sheet up. There we go. Okay, 5 successes. Versus 4 at the most. So the two of you combining your attack will overcome Sloane here. So Shienna, go ahead and roll the damage for your Batleth attack. It's the
Alright.
it's the Starfleet logo next to the Batleth, just to the right of it. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say that's... If you had a fitness stat, that would help. You get a glancing blow on the emitter. And you actually crack its casing. I'm going to spend 2 threat to avoid an injury for him. And he says, well, looks like you're just as smart on your feet as your dossier gives you credit for. And he will initiate another hand-to-hand attack.
What are these 2 Klingons in the back doing?
Red shirting it.
Red shirting
Bullshit.
it. It's kind of one of those Klingon honor things too, though. I feel like your captain's in a fight. You
let your captain finish the fight. Yeah, that feels really correct. Okay.
So Shienna, this will be daring security. Again, it's opposed. And you have a momentum if you want to take it. Sloane only gets 1 success on this roll here.
Guys, talk to me. Do I take the momentum?
Does Shienna have a focus?
I've got my hand-to-hand combat focus, so
Yes.
yeah, I've been using that this whole time.
Okay.
I forget. Does Shienna have the veteran thing?
She does not.
Okay.
And she doesn't have
No,
cautious.
she's too
right?
young to be veteran.
She doesn't have what?
Cautious.
Yeah, I don't have cautious anything, and I'm
She
too
does
young
have
to
close
do that.
protection. Let me see what that does. Hang on.
Oh, when it comes to Marissa, close protection might be useful because it's about like your captain, I think.
Oops, that's not the PDF I wanted to open. Hang on. All right. When you make a successful attack, you may spend 1 momentum to protect a single ally within close range. The next attack against that ally before the start of your next turn increases difficulty by 1. So if he were going after Marissa, this would apply. Since he's still going after you, it does not. And it would
But
require a
you know
momentum
where else
spend.
it goes.
Okay, so guys, am I taking the last momentum right now or not?
No.
Oh, okay, no.
I think
Well,
no,
'cause
because
she
he's
gets
only
to-
getting 1 success, right?
He only has one success, and you can use that momentum next turn to increase the difficulty of Marissa getting hit.
Perfect. Okay.
Katie just brought me the chocolate cake they brought me from the store with like bites eaten out of it.
No, there was another one on top.
Oh, there was another one on
piece
top. Okay. So half the cake that they bought me is gone.
Okay. I can take it away if you would like me to.
No.
Chocolate
Since
cake.
I bought it for
Oh my
both
gosh.
of us.
I'm teasing, sweetie. I love you.
Calling me out.
Sheanna's getting her butt kicked by a hologram, so wish her luck.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, Shiana doesn't usually get her butt kicked. BT dubs.
She literally got kicked in the nethers. I think that counts. Okay, so go ahead and make your roll when you're ready. 2 successes, 1 momentum gained. Go ahead and roll damage again, because he came at you and you countered him this time.
So am I still going with my bot left, or am I going with unarmed? Oh, the bot left has more.
Batleth.
Absolutely
I
it
think
does,
he's
yeah.
just like slashing away with that Batleth. Wow.
Wow.
All the fucking zeros.
You can use a momentum to re-roll that damage. I will point
just
out.
re-roll all those zeros.
That's 6 zeros.
That's all complications, right?
No, they're just
No.
just indicates no damage.
Oh, sorry. Can I just hit the icon again to re-roll?
You could do that, or up by challenge dice underneath the task roll, you'll see the number 1. Which I just replaced with the number 6. So if you hit the challenge dice icon, you can just re-roll the dice that didn't roll any damage.
That's better.
That is a lot better.
That's
That
fucking
looks so much
better.
better. Okay, thanks. Yes.
Sloan has already avoided an injury once in the scene. He cannot do it again. So he takes another swing at you, another punch. But because of the earlier hit you delivered on his emitter, he kind of fizzles out when he hits you. And he looks down at surprise for just a moment, just long enough to see your Batleth coming up underneath his arm, going through the hologram, and splitting the emitter in 2 as it rips it off of his arm. And in a flash, he's gone.
Nice.
Yay! I was sweating that one for a moment.
Guys, you have no idea. Like, how many weeks ago was it that, I don't know, there was conversation about, like, Keishiana, don't die on this mission. I've been so nervous this whole fucking time. And I know it's not over, but oh my god.
I'm spending 2 threat.
Why?
Auto-destruct sequence activated. Timer 15 minutes. There will be no additional audio warnings.
Wait, is that for the ship?
Yes.
Ah!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Shiana, grab that fucking transmitter.
And on that note, we go back to the Dauntless.
Jonas is looking at the doctor's code.
Yes. So you also have the engineering team is also calling in with the results of the level 1 diagnostic.
That was fast.
It's been a few. You ordered the diagnostic to start during the last episode, right? Like, they started looking into that.
But I kind of upgraded it to a level 1, like...
True. But they are calling with a report related to the level 1 diagnostic. How about I put it that way?
Okay. What you got for me, Dash?
Captain, I've just been locked out of the... I've been locked out of the holographic systems.
Fuck!
And as you were preparing to examine that code, the monitor goes blank.
Jonas swears. Captain,
Go ahead, Jonah. Like,
Captain, we've been locked out as well. I'm gonna try and get around it.
I don't suppose there's any Borg magic you can do.
I was just about to suggest that I attempt something.
Jonas will step aside to let Dauntless.
I'm a poke at it with my Borg finger.
Is there any way I can assist?
So you all are attempting to regain access to the system?
Yeah, control of the holographic systems and shut it the fuck down.
Okay. This is going to be control engineering. Who's taking the lead on this?
I think Jonah should take the lead, and I will assist.
I think that's smart, given he's got the higher engineering skill. Okay. I'm going to make this opposed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. I have a... no, I won't do that. Never mind.
And this is going to be opposed with control security.
Can I use control security?
Yes.
Or
I mean,
control
you're attempting to regain control of a computer system. So I would allow security or engineering.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I do not have any applicable foci here.
Neither of you do.
Okay.
I could give myself a focus, but it would cost 2 momentum.
I was actually just about to say I should probably take a dice for this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will take a momentum for an extra dice.
Okay. I'm also going to take a momentum. No, I'm going to spend a threat for an extra die for the opposing end of this.
Analyze or repair. Nope, this has nothing to do with flight or propulsion. I should really at some point pick up cautious engineering with how much I'm using it lately.
I think you can only have one cautious talent.
Alright. I could do bold engineering.
Perhaps.
Anyway. Alright,
go ahead and roll when you're ready.
Control engineering. Dang!
Okay. 2 successes, 1 20. 3 successes and a 20.
Do we have enough momentum to ignore that thing?
You have 1 momentum, so no.
Can we give you a threat and spend the momentum?
Well, let me tell you before you spend the momentum that you will be successful.
Okay.
Because your opponent rolled 2 successes. So...
Okay.
So, Dali, you actually run out to the bridge and start working on this engineering console out there. And Jonas, you start working furiously on the computer console at Bianca's desk, using something that you picked up from the Battle of Sector 001. You lock down the ship's holographic systems with a fractal encryption code and then shut it completely down.
Bianca is actually going to go over to another panel, and she's going to place her hand on it, and she's going to be like, computer isolate command functions, authorization West 42 Alpha Tango.
Command functions restricted to local access only. In other words, you succeed. Wanted to make sure that's not ambiguous.
Quick question: if we rolled a 3, did we get a momentum from beating their roll?
You do, yes.
Okay, just making sure. Captain, I've shut down the holograph system.
Good. I've also isolated the command functions. They shouldn't be able to regain control again.
We should probably head down to the that word. The holo bay.
Holodeck?
Holodeck. That thing.
That thing, yes.
We should probably head down to the holodeck.
Captain, I have
Yes.
a strange idea.
I'm listening.
In as far as we know, the doctor is not aware that we are aware of his duplicitous.
Hell, he might not even be aware of it necessarily if it's malicious code.
Perhaps we could use it to our advantage.
Go on.
Feed false information to.
That could be helpful.
If he wishes to know about your medical history or scan, I assume he wants to know so for rather nefarious purposes in an attempt to neutralize you. I can feed him false information.
Good. Do that.
Bianca's like, yes, we like this idea.
I'm just imagining the like Tim Allen. We'll do that from Galaxy Quest. We'll do that.
Like, what would Citroma do?
Excellent. With your permission, then I will do. We merely need to ensure that if Rye is feeding any sort of information to Sloane, whether or not he's aware of his participation, that it does not
Just let me know if you need access to the command functions of the computer. I've restricted it to myself, Admiral Tashake, and Sisram.
I'm fairly certain I could gain control without your permission, but thank you.
Jonas smiles very fondly.
I'm gonna go to the sick.
To sickbay?
Yep, and
Okay.
start feeding the doctor some information.
Okay. Going to switch back to the Volk.
So much high tension stuff.
Oh my god.
At this point, the two of you and the a small number of Klingons who A, survived the holographic Sloane's attack, and B, had their masks on in time. Actually, no, you're not on the bridge. Main engineering. But again, it's a very small complement of capable crew at this point. Marissa assumes one of the engineering consoles and says, I'm going to try to disable the auto-destruct. Help me.
We need to just abandon the goddamn ship. You saw how hard it was to defeat that bastard. Do you think that there isn't code in there that none of us can defeat in 15 minutes?
There's no way we can get the entire crew off the ship in 15 minutes. Half of them, 2/3 of them are still incapacitated.
And they will have died with honor.
You three.
Can we call the...
She
can we call
points to
Dauntless?
some of
Can
the...
Dauntless get here?
Yes,
Can
possibly.
Dauntless get here in 5 minutes?
Dauntless can get almost anywhere in
could
5
do-
minutes. She's got Slipstream.
We
And-
can have them mass Um,
Mass transport, you're
with
right.
yeah, mass transport. Guys, I wanted to say mass evaporate.
You wanted to say what?
I wanted to say mass evaporate. That was like the only word mass evaporate.
I mean, Dauntless can do that too with a well-placed quantum torpedo spread.
We should call in Dauntless to do a mass transport and forget any attempts to save this ship.
You're right. And you can see her kind of switching gears. IKS Evoke to USS Dauntless. This is an emergency. Please respond. And aboard the Dauntless, you all receive the distress call.
Bianca just looks at Lieutenant Carter and I go, intercept course.
Yes, Captain. He's going to leave her ready room and go straight for his
Helm console.
That. Why are words hard?
Because this is a really stressful scene and you all are feeling it.
Do we have them on scanners, like where they are situated?
You have the source of the emergency transmission.
Then
that being said, the Voke is still under cloak.
Okay. So I would know that they are quite a distance away, and the only way to get there in time would be slipstream.
Correct.
Captain, permission to engage the slipstream.
Granted.
Jonas will activate the slipstream.
All right.
And then Bianca's going to stride with purpose to her chair, and she's going to stand in front of Sis Ram, and she's going to be like, I'd like you to be my right chair, if that is agreeable.
Understood, Captain. I find it most agreeable.
As do I. And then he gets up out of her chair, she settles down, and he settles into the chair next to him. They're probably impossibly small for him.
He looks down at the chair for a moment, and then says, if it's all right, Captain, I prefer to stand.
Bridge is big enough.
Barely. The bridge itself is Gorn-sized.
Yeah, pretty much.
While Jonas is flying, he's going to tap on his console to send a text message to the captain and let her know that the last he forgot to mention, because of everything happening in order, that the last thing he heard on the Defiant class ship was that Sloane knocked out Darrow, and that they had another mission they were just about to embark on, literally right before his vision, like right before he left them.
Look at us flying directly into a trap.
Captain.
And then she just, and then at that she goes, red alert, battle stations.
When battle stations come up, Jonas is going to say, Captain, their ship is still cloaked. I can't pinpoint, I just have a general area.
Shiana takes a moment to put her hand on Marissa's arm. May I speak to Dauntless directly?
She's your home, of course.
Darrow to Captain West.
This is West.
We need you in and out super fast with a mass transport for a bunch of knocked out Klingons. This ship is on a self-destruct countdown that we can't stop.
Shiana, you guys are still cloaked. We can't find you out there.
You've got a lock on her. You've got a lock on her comm badge.
I don't know if we can fix that. Can you lock onto me?
I can lock on to you, yes. Everybody else, I'm not so sure.
We'll work on it.
And then
How
Bianca's
far are
gonna
you
go.
out?
3
We
minutes,
are on
Captain.
top of you.
Oh, we're already there. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah,
Marissa,
Dauntless
we
can
need
get
to
halfway across
disable
the
the
sector
cloaking
in a
if we
minute.
Can we disable the cloaking?
Marissa says, I have an idea about that. May I borrow your
Okay, I don't want a
batleth?
crazy idea. I want like an actual like usable idea, not something that's gonna like turn this self-destruct thing into a half the time countdown.
She walks over to a console on the wall, brings up the cloaking device controls, and she is going to attempt to disable the cloak.
By punching it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, you went punching. I thought she was just gonna stab it with something.
No, she is. She's got a nanopulse batleth, and it's good for that. So, yeah, it's a console. She's not going to have to work too hard to hit it. So she takes the nanopulse LERPA off of her back, activates it, and slices the console cleanly in two. On Dauntless's view screen, the Volk slips out of cloak.
Got him, Captain.
Engineering, or she goes, transporter room. I need you to lock onto every life sign on that ship and beam them aboard.
Aye, Captain. Energizing.
Lower shields.
Lowering shields.
Hey, we have Shanna back on the ship. Jonas, go yell at her.
Jonas has to fly the ship, then he will yell at her.
I've forgotten why Jonas needs to yell at Shiana.
Because he abandoned the crew.
Yeah, because you made him upset and sad.
So
Oh.
Shiana and Marissa are both aboard. Have both been on the bridge.
And then Bianca still has no idea what's happening. She goes, what's going on?
Marissa to Shiana. Marissa says, "You explain, Captain. Permission to blow up my ship."
And she, like, Bianca just kind of looks at Jonas and she goes, get clear of that thing.
Yes, Captain.
Captain, this debriefing should be in your ready room.
And Bianca kind of looks at her like she to say, but she just kind of like nods over to the door of her ready room.
Marissa to transporter room. Is everyone off that ship? Yes, all life signs beamed aboard.
Medical teams.
And Bianca, Marissa gives you one knowing look, with her fingers hovering over the tactical controls.
Bianca just gives her a nod.
With that, quantum torpedoes fire out of the Dauntless's forward launcher. And with its cloak down, its shields down, the Volk just goes up in a ball of flame, which, much like the Zealand transport at the beginning of this mission, is quickly extinguished by the vacuum of space.
So much for the torchbearer.
Better it die at my hands than the hands of Section 31.
Yeah, about that. You should have joined me in my ready room too.
Heading, Captain?
Away from here.
Aye, Captain.
There's a
Wait, where's Talia?
There's a Zealand transport. You will want to intercept it. It's on its way to the former Ciatina homeworld.
Understood. Track him, Jonas.
Aye, Captain. I'll find them.
And then she goes to her ready room. Yay, everything's happening in the ready room today!
The ready room is the room where it happens.
And Bianca just, like, the door is shut behind her, and when she goes, Sloane.
Exactly, Captain West. There was a hologram version of him on the Valk who had deployed. Oh gosh, what's
Urethane
the name of the
gas.
gas? Everybody,
Anesthetine.
gas.
Yeah.
Anesthetine gas.
Anesthetine gas, and disabled the majority of the crew, and then also deployed a self-destruct timer with no loopholes. We were able to disable his hologram, and also by way of disengaging and destroying the emitter that was an armband.
You went real quiet all of a sudden.
But I have no idea how effective that was in any final sense.
No, I have a feeling that was probably just an avatar. I'll have you know that I've shut down and encrypted all holographic systems aboard this ship for the time being.
I would concur, Captain.
And it's not Section 31.
Oh, Shanna raises an eyebrow.
I've been in contact with Section 31. They inform me that the body of Luther Sloane is still in their archives. Whatever we're dealing with has assumed Sloane's identity, but is not actually Luther Sloane.
Section 31 is rather segmented by nature, though. Are we sure that none of this is sanctioned by the section?
I have it on pretty good authority. They had no idea what was going on until I told them. I should also tell you that your doppelganger is on the loose. Courtesy of Sloane.
What?
That's how I know that Section 31 was not involved. Because they had no idea. It was as much a shock to them as it was to me. They've also taken my doppelganger captive for whatever reason.
And what has my doppelganger done?
Tried to assassinate my mother.
Jesus Christ, Bianca.
Luckily, we've managed to dodge everything they've been able to throw at us so far.
By
But
the skin of our teeth.
This hologram, it wasn't just that I'm not techie enough. There's something more. This hologram was really difficult to take down. Sloane is there's some other factor to his power.
we have theorized he might be an artificial intelligence.
Oh, cool. That's not scary at all.
Why do you think I've isolated command functions on this ship?
No holograms, no holodecks.
Nope. They're all shut down. They tried to block us out literally right before you guys called. But we were able to get back in and shut everything down. Apparently, our EMH has been working as a double agent.
Can we track the programming or the hacking or something?
I've already got
Back to a
Dash and his people
source?
on it.
Good.
I'd
good.
have Rye
Shannon
on it,
nod.
but
Good.
no.
That's good. If anyone can find it, Rye can.
I can't trust him.
Why not?
He's met with Sloane. He's been working with him.
Bianca, hell, I've met with Sloan.
I know you've met with him, but he's actually been compliant.
Do you know that for sure?
Yes, he doesn't know that I know. And I'd like to keep it that way for now.
Okay. So we'll be, sneaky and paranoid with the sneaky paranoid Romulan. Okay, cool.
So far, I've been keeping him busy.
I did notice Sisram at my station.
No, he's acting first officer at the moment. Koltesh has been at your station.
Okay, so let's delete that last statement. Sorry.
Admiral Tashake is aware, of course. She needs to know about all the recent developments. Trying to stay ahead of this has been difficult. My mother is safe for now. Do you remember way back when I had just gotten command of the Dauntless and we saw a Defiant class starship and it cloaked?
Out of character.
I'm trying to remember if that was that during the Zenkethi conflict?
It was the Battle of Zenketh Prime. The Defiant
Okay.
class starship, a Black Ops Defiant class starship, fired a protomatter torpedo at the Zenkethi homeworld.
Oh, we were so lucky with that. I remember that.
Dauntless detonated the torpedo harmlessly before it could hit the planet.
Oh yeah, that was totally Shiana. Okay.
Yeah,
So...
and then the ship cloaked and it left. And
No,
we weren't
you all
able to
destroyed
catch
it.
No, we weren't able to catch it.
Really? Could have
Yeah.
sworn y'all blew it up. Okay.
No,
No,
it got away.
It got away.
I remember all too well, Captain.
According to Jonas, Sloane's been operating out of a Defiant class starship with a cloaking device.
Not surprising, given his ties to Deep Space Nine.
It's not Sloane, though. Not really. It's just using his legacy.
But who's the it behind
That's what I said.
the
I don't
Sloan
know.
that we've seen?
But all I know is it's got
We
Section
can't.
31.
We won't be able to
here.
get. We won't be able to get ahead of this until we figure that out. We're always two steps behind.
Deanna, I've only become aware of this in the last 6 hours. I'm working on it.
Jonas can help with that. Maybe.
We need an investigation.
Hey, y'all, I have a
Like
quick.
I said,
I have a quick question
like
for
I
y'all.
said, I've got the engineering teams on it.
I got a quick question for y'all. Well, no, I don't need to. Never mind. No, Sisram is on the bridge. That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say what? But that's also part of the reason why Sisram is on the bridge, is because if Rai tries anything funny, there is a 10-foot Gorn right there. So.
Makes sense.
The thing is,
then we're on the same page, Captain, which is we just need to look through the information, conduct an investigation. There's no way we're going to get ahead of this if we don't.
like I said, I'm working on it.
I feel as if there are too many unknown factors.
The investigation's ongoing. We're doing the best we can with what we have at the moment. But you're right, we need to get ahead of this, because if we keep reacting, then eventually we're going to not dodge well.
I just experienced not dodging well with that thing.
A hologram kicked your ass and you've gone hand to hand with Iconian heralds?
A hologram kicked my ass. Yes.
And
Captain.
Bianca's she's just like slow grinning.
I don't need that look right now. Yes, a hologram kicked my ass. That's why I'm a little bit afraid right now. Does that work for you?
No, you're absolutely right to be scared because Section 31 is scared.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the guy I talked to shat a brick.
Admiral Tashake to Captain West.
Captain West here.
Captain, you should know that I have lost contact with the USS Valiant and USS Timberwolf.
And what?
And the USS Timberwolf.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which
Admiral,
ones
send a
are
message
those?
to the task force to shut down all holographic systems and lock
Acknowledged.
out their command functions.
Acknowledged.
Hey, you might want to tell the Shroud that.
Already on it.
Just out of character.
Yeah, no, she's already on it because that
Am I
was
hearing?
going to be my
Am I
next
hearing
thing.
meta crows? Meta squirrels?
No, my next thing was going to be like, go back out
Yeah.
onto the bridge. I need a minute.
Yeah, no, that could have been an in-character thing too, is because everyone was in the room to hear that.
Do we have any idea where my doppelganger is?
Not currently. Aboard a Defiant class starship. That's all we know. Where the starship is, well,
Shanna's mouth, like, just turns into this grim, thin line. She hates her doppelganger so much.
but Bianca's going to do her telepathic voodoo thing
Mm-hmm.
to her Imzadi.
Okay.
She's going to say, shut down all your holographic systems, lock out your command functions. I'll explain later.
Well, that's going to put a bit of a hamper on our intelligence operations, but I'll wait for your explanation.
Trust me.
I do.
Stay safe.
You too, Ashaya.
You should know we've lost contact with the Valiant and the Timberwolf.
We'll try to find them.
All right, and then she's going to go back to the bridge. What are the last known coordinates of the Valiant and the Timberwolf?
You get you get those coordinates from the operations center, but they were the Valiant was conducting a patrol. The Timberwolf was conducting a scientific reconnaissance mission, but both of them were on the edge of Zealand space. Their last known
On what
headings,
space?
the Zealand space.
Okay.
Their last known headings put them on a course deep into Zealand space, though. And that has to be where we end it for this afternoon.
Why were they going into Zealand space?
Thanks for